Before you can achieve wealth in your external world, you must first build it in your inner world. This isn't just a motivational cliché, it is a fundamental law of your mind. Joseph Murphy uncovered a mental shortcut to generate this feeling of inner abundance almost instantly. When you do this, the universe is compelled to mirror this internal state, bringing forth opportunities, money, and prosperity into your life. Think for a moment. How many times have you wished for more money, for a life of ease, for effortless prosperity? How often have you believed that your reality would only shift with a stroke of luck, a sudden promotion, an unexpected inheritance? What if I told you that this entire perspective is backward? That true transformation doesn't begin when the money appears, but when your subconscious mind accepts, completely and without question, that you are already wealthy. This is the very key that Joseph Murphy shared with the world. He understood that the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between imagination and reality. It responds to what you feel, to what you deeply believe. If scarcity resides within you, the world will diligently confirm that scarcity. But if wealth already exists within you, the universe has no choice but to orchestrate external circumstances to make that wealth visible and tangible. This isn't just a pleasant idea. It's a law, as real and invisible as gravity. The question you must ask yourself is this: does your subconscious believe you are already wealthy, or is it, despite your desires for abundance, still clinging to the idea that wealth is far away? The answer to this question can change everything. If your mind is still burdened by a sense of lack, you can dream, pray, and work hard, but you will keep reproducing the same limited reality. However, if you can convince your subconscious that wealth is already yours, something extraordinary happens. Doors swing open, the right people cross your path, brilliant ideas surface in your mind like whispers from the universe, and money begins to flow in unexpected ways. This is where Joseph Murphy's discovery becomes so powerful. He didn't just show that it was possible, he taught how to do it. And today, you will learn this secret step by step, so clearly that you will no longer be able to deny it. Wealth doesn't start in your bank account. It begins on the silent stage of your imagination. Allow yourself to reflect. What would you feel if, starting today, you could experience the sensation of being wealthy without waiting? What would it be like to wake up each morning carrying a quiet, almost magical certainty that money flows to you? Can you imagine the peace that would bring? This is the experience you'll have once you learn to access the mental shortcut Joseph Murphy revealed. But be warned, there is a revelation at the end of this video that is even more powerful than all the others. A revelation that could be the final key to unlocking your financial life. So, I invite you to stay until the very last second. The promise is simple. If you absorb what is shared here, if you let these words settle in your mind, not only will your view on money change, but your material reality will be forced to align with this new vibration. Before we continue, I have a special invitation. If you want to deepen this process and access transformative practices that go beyond what I can share here, there is a resource in the first pinned comment designed to expand this journey. It's for those who feel deep in their soul that life is meant for more than just surviving. It's about flourishing in complete abundance. Click the link because this could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Now stay with me. With every word, you will feel your mind being gently guided toward a new perception, a perception that Joseph Murphy would call faith in the unseen. A faith that does not depend on what your eyes see, but instead creates the conditions for the unseen to become seen sooner than you think. You are about to embark on a path that will make you question beliefs, tear down internal walls, and build a new identity of prosperity. And remember, the final revelation is the most powerful of all. When Joseph Murphy spoke of the subconscious mind's power, he wasn't dealing in pretty metaphors to lift tired spirits. He was revealing a mechanism of the mind as precise as the gears of a clock. Imagine your subconscious is like the fertile soil of a vast field. Whatever you plant in it will grow, whether it's a seed of wealth or a seed of poverty. The real question is, what have you been watering in that field every single day? Most people don't realize they spend years nurturing the soil of scarcity. When you tell yourself you don't have enough money, complain about life, fear you can't pay your bills, or look at others with envy, these are all seeds. And the subconscious, silent and obedient, simply replies, yes. It doesn't question, doubt, or argue. It just reproduces in the outer world what you have planted within. This is why Joseph Murphy said that imagination is more powerful than effort. Because when you imagine something with intensity, when you feel as if it were already real, you plant a seed of wealth that the subconscious accepts without resistance. And once it accepts, the entire universe moves to confirm it. Now think with me, when was the last time you truly felt wealthy without looking at your bank statement? When was the last time you took a deep breath and told yourself, I am already rich, abundance is already mine, even if everything on the outside seemed to be the opposite? Most people can't do this because the conditioning of scarcity is too strong. From a young age, we are taught that money is hard to come by, that there isn't enough for everyone, that only a select few succeed. These phrases, repeated over and over, become walls in the subconscious. Here is the crucial point. You cannot attract wealth if your mind believes you are not worthy of it. You cannot live in abundance if the feeling of lack still resides within you. This is why Joseph Murphy spoke so much about reprogramming the mind. He knew that simply wanting is not enough. You have to make the subconscious believe. But how is this done? How do you convince the deepest part of your mind that you are already rich, even when your eyes tell you otherwise? The answer lies in a secret that seems simple but holds immeasurable power. Feeling. When you close your eyes and feel something, the subconscious accepts that feeling as real. It doesn't know if it's a memory, an imagination, or an external reality. For the subconscious, everything is happening now. This is why fears materialize so easily, because when you fear, you feel. And by feeling, you are giving the subconscious an order to manifest. But this same rule can be used to create prosperity. When you allow yourself to experience the emotion of wealth as if it were already a part of your life, the subconscious is persuaded. It begins to work silently, aligning circumstances, attracting people, and creating coincidences. Imagine you are walking down a road. On one side is the path of scarcity, which you know well, filled with limitations, worries, and insecurities. On the other side is the path of abundance, brimming with possibilities, opportunities, and security. Your subconscious is the driver of the car. It only goes where you tell it to go. But the language it understands isn't words alone. It's emotions. If you feel scarcity, the driver heads down the wrong path. If you feel wealth, it naturally steers toward the side of abundance. This is where Joseph Murphy's technique comes in. He said, mentally assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not tomorrow, not in the distant future, but now. Before you sleep, close your eyes and feel as if your desire has already been realized. Visualize, yes, but do more than that. Immerse yourself in the feeling. Imagine opening the door to the house you desire, touching the furniture, breathing the air of that place. Feel the weight of cash in your hands, the peace of seeing a positive bank balance, the lightness of being free from debt. By repeating this process night after night, you are reprogramming your subconscious. You are planting the seed of wealth. And if you keep watering it, sooner or later, the field will bloom. But here comes an even deeper revelation. It's not enough to feel wealthy occasionally as an isolated exercise. You must carry this vibration with you throughout the day. Every thought is a silent command. Every emotion is a message sent to the subconscious. So, if you spend your entire day worrying, even after a positive visualization at night, you cancel out the effect. It's like watering a plant and then immediately pulling it out of the soil. The challenge isn't just to visualize, but to live as if. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have or faking a life you don't possess. It means adjusting your internal state. It means walking with your head held high, speaking with confidence, smiling even before you have a reason, and cultivating gratitude for the small things. These are attitudes that reinforce to the subconscious the idea that you are already prosperous. And here, I must touch on a sensitive point. Many believe they can't succeed because life is unfair, because they were born into difficult conditions, because the world only favors a few. But the truth is, the subconscious doesn't distinguish between rich and poor, privileged and disadvantaged. It only responds to what is impressed upon it. This may be hard news to hear, but it is also the most liberating. It means you are not a hostage to your past, your family, or your circumstances. It means you can change your course today by choosing what to feel and believe. And if you're thinking, but how can I feel wealthy when everything around me screams scarcity? The answer is, start small. Feel wealthy for the ability to take a deep breath, wealthy for having access to clean water, wealthy for having dreams and the capacity to imagine. This seemingly simple feeling creates space within you. And when the subconscious perceives this vibration, it responds by creating situations that amplify that state. You may not see millions in your account right away, but you will see opportunities appearing, the right people entering your life, and ideas emerging unexpectedly. Abundance arrives in waves, and each wave you receive prepares the way for the next. Remember, the universe doesn't deliver to those who ask with desperation, but to those who feel with certainty. Your faith isn't measured by your words, but by the internal state you sustain. Joseph Murphy said, "The subconscious is like a faithful servant who carries out orders." So, what orders have you been giving it lately? If you stay with me until the end, you will discover the most powerful revelation of all, something that can truly unlock your manifestation for good. But before that, an important note. If you wish to accelerate this process and dive into techniques far beyond what I can share here, I've left an exclusive resource in the first pinned comment. It was created for those who truly want to transform their minds and create results that seem like miracles. Click it when this video is over, because it might be exactly what you need to flip the switch once and for all. Returning to our topic, imagine for a moment that inside you there is a vault. This vault holds all your beliefs about money, wealth, and abundance. Since childhood, you've been placing things inside it, phrases from parents and teachers, experiences of lack, stories of sacrifice. This vault is locked, and the key is emotion. If you continue to feed emotions of fear, the vault only reinforces scarcity. But if you begin to nurture emotions of gratitude, confidence, and the feeling of wealth, the vault opens and releases a completely new flow of experiences. What Joseph Murphy teaches us is that it doesn't matter what's in the vault now. What matters is that you can change its contents at any moment, as long as you consciously decide what to plant in your subconscious. And the more you do this, the more you will see signs from the universe confirming it. An unexpected idea that generates income, an opportunity that appears from where you least expect it, a contact that opens a door that seemed impossible. These are all responses from the subconscious, echoing in the external world. Now you might ask, what if I do all this and nothing happens? This is the doubt that destroys thousands of attempts, because when you doubt, you interrupt the process. It's like planting a seed and then digging it up every day to check if it has sprouted. The subconscious needs trust. It needs you to rest in the certainty that you are already wealthy, even before you see it. And this is where Joseph Murphy's final revelation lies. When you mentally assume the feeling of wealth, you shouldn't wait to feel happy. You must feel it now. Because happiness is not the consequence of wealth. Happiness is the seed that grows wealth. This is the most powerful key of all. Don't wait for the money to smile. Smile now and the money will come. Don't wait for abundance to be grateful. Be grateful now and abundance will respond. When you deeply understand this, you will realize you were never far from wealth. It was always inside you, just waiting for your subconscious to believe. Wealth doesn't begin at the bank. It doesn't begin with a signed contract, a secured job, or a closed deal. Wealth begins the moment you say to your subconscious with absolute conviction, I am already rich. And this simple phrase, when truly felt, is capable of opening invisible doors, moving hidden gears, and activating connections that until now seemed inaccessible. Joseph Murphy understood something few have the courage to accept. It is not the world that shapes your mind, but your mind that shapes the world. Everything you have experienced until today is a reflection of the images, emotions, and beliefs that have been deposited in your subconscious throughout your life. And if you are not satisfied with what you see, the answer is not out there. The answer lies in the quiet intimacy of your soul, in the place where you can plant new seeds without asking for anyone's permission. This is where the great shift occurs. When you assume the feeling of wealth now, without waiting for external signs, something magical happens. You free yourself from the slavery of when. How many times have you told yourself, when I have money, I will be happy. When I get that job, I will be at peace. When I reach that goal, I will finally live in abundance. That when is the trap that holds millions of people captive. Because while you wait, your subconscious continues to receive the order that it hasn't arrived yet. And if it believes it hasn't arrived, the universe can only respond by keeping you in an eternal wait. But when you flip the switch and start saying, I already am, everything transforms. You stop chasing after life and start attracting life to you. Abundance is no longer a distant goal, but a constant presence that reveals itself in details, in encounters, in daily miracles. And perhaps you ask yourself, but what if I'm just fooling myself? What if I pretend to be wealthy and remain poor? This is the most important point of all. You are not fooling yourself. You are aligning yourself. You are bringing into the present a reality that was always possible but remained dormant because you insisted on vibrating in scarcity. Pretending is living a lie. Feeling is creating a truth. And when the subconscious feels, it doesn't argue. It creates. This is the final revelation, the most powerful of all. The secret is not to want wealth. The secret is to feel wealthy before you see the wealth. It is to live as if you already are, without waiting for permission from the external world. Because the external world is just a mirror, and that mirror, sooner or later, reflects what you decide to believe. So I invite you to make a pact with yourself. Today, right now. A pact to no longer feed your subconscious with phrases of scarcity, fear, or doubt. A pact to begin feeling every day the wealth that already exists inside you. Don't wait for your bank account to change to smile. Smile now. Don't wait for opportunities to appear to be confident. Be confident now. Don't wait for the future to be grateful. Give thanks now. And if you put this into practice, not just as a fleeting exercise, but as a way of life, you will notice that life begins to bend to your new vibration. People will notice a different presence in you. Opportunities will seem like coincidences. Ideas will arise in your mind as if from a higher place. All of this because, silently, your subconscious has already accepted the order. You are wealthy. And it is at this point that your journey ceases to be a desperate search and becomes an experience of conscious manifestation. You are no longer a beggar asking for crumbs from the universe. You are a creator, an heir to infinite abundance. And when you live like this, the entire universe conspires in your favor. Now, if you have come this far, it is because something within you recognizes this truth. Perhaps a voice still tries to doubt, but another, deeper, quieter voice whispers that this makes sense. Listen to that voice. It is the voice of your own subconscious, trying to remind you of who you truly are. Before we close, I must make a direct request. If this video touched you in any way, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It seems like a simple gesture, but it is through this that we can bring messages like this to even more people who need to hear them. And remember, in the first pinned comment, there is a link prepared for you to expand even further on this path of manifestation. Do not ignore this opportunity. It could be exactly what you need to live once and for all, the life you have always desired. The universe does not respond to what you ask for with words, but to what you sustain with feeling. So, choose to feel wealthy now. Choose to live in abundance now. And see, with your own eyes, how the invisible world yields to your decision. Because in the end, the great truth is this: you don't need to become rich. You already are.